Good evening. Coping with trauma and loss of a loved one. The Center for Living with Dying provides much-needed emotional support.
Tom Smith interviews Dr. Michael Harbour, physician at the PACE Clinic, Santa Clara Valley Medical Center in San Jose.
And walking for 31 years, Palm Springs shows its community support in the fight against HIV/AIDS on this special World AIDS Day edition of Outlook Video. And welcome to Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning news magazine for the LGBTQ community. I'm Roberta Gonzalez-Gregg. This month is our World AIDS Day edition. We dedicate this show to all of those we've loved and lost to AIDS.
And I'm Raymond Donald Hong. On this month's program, Roberta here interviews Janet Childs, Director of Education and Critical Incident Stress Response with the Center for Living with Dying program at the Bill Wilson Center. The center provides crisis intervention services and broad-based educational programs on grief and loss.
In the stressful times when you're facing a life-threatening illness or the trauma of having a loved one die, the Center for Living with Dying program provides emotional support.
Also in the half hour, Tom Smith will be interviewing Dr. Michael Harbour, physician at the PACE Clinic, Santa Clara Valley Medical Center in San Jose.
Each year since 1987, when the historic first steps were taken, the Desert AIDS Walk, along with more than 2,000 community members, have walked united to raise funds for the vital services provided by Desert AIDS Project. Kim Lawson has more details later in the half hour.
But first, Janet Childs from the Center for Living with Dying.
Christmas comes but once a year. It's all about merriment and cheer. But often we find when a loved one from us has gone away, a happy smile is hard to stay. It's with others who have felt the loss. We find our sadness we can toss and have it caught by a supporting hand and know we can once again cheerfully stand. This is what Janet Childs of the Bill Wilson Center can bring, so we can cheer Christmas and the holiday season with a happy ring. Welcome again to Outlook Video, Janet.
It is such an honor to be here. What a beautiful poem.
Thank you, thank you. I wanted to convey the type of work that you do, especially during this holiday season. So please expand on that with our viewers and tell us about the Light of Lights.
Absolutely. The Light of Lights was created over 35 years ago to create a space in our community where we can come and light the lights for our loved ones who have died, or for anything that we wish to light the lights about, because the holiday season is particularly difficult for people going through grief or loss or perhaps their own serious illness diagnosis.
Well, to use verbatim on your website, it says, we help untangle, and I love this, we help untangle the stress and impact of the holiday season. We have tools for managing loss and techniques for serving the season of sadness, which it can very much well be for so many people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And our Grief in the Holidays workshop, which helps you actually begin to plan for how you're going to take care of yourself over the holidays. Because the holidays are full of what we call triggers, memory triggers, sensory triggers, that can bring back the reality of your loss. It can also be a conduit for good memories, but the potential is you're going to be especially sad or especially yearning for that person that may have died or that relationship maybe that you have broken up with. Holidays intensify everything. So everything that we experience and feel is magnified and amplified. And we can't escape the holidays. So you can try to, just say, well, I just won't do the holidays this season. But if you go to the grocery store to get your food, you're going to be assaulted with the holidays.
That's
so
true.
There's no escaping it.
Christmas carols and Christmas items and
Exactly.
even in the foods that we eat during that time. And I think one of the things that is so nice about the Light of Lights is candles such as this one, which you gave to me back in 2015. I have it here. It's a lovely, lovely memento. And it says, I light this candle in memory of someone I dearly love. And I think that is a wonderful thing that you give this to each participant. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So you light the candle during our ceremony, And then you take the candle home and continue to light it through the holiday season.
And the Light of Lights this year is on the dates of December Wednesday.
Wednesday, December
December
13th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at Church of the Valley, which is at 400 North Winchester in
Okay.
Santa Clara. And we invite everyone to come.
And this is a free event
Free of
for
charge.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Ah.
We encourage people to come to it because it creates a sense of community and it lessens the isolation and the feeling of being out of control. Sometimes when we're hurting, we feel like we're the only person that's hurting and everyone else is happy. And it can create distance and isolation. But when we can come together, share our sadness, and then celebrate our love, because love, not even death or separation, can take away.
Yeah, you're correct, Cheryl.
So it's an incredible ceremony, and I encourage everyone to come and bring your friends, your lovers, your co-workers.
You also have a Grief for the Holidays event, which is
Yes.
coming up very soon, November the 15th.
Yes.
And this is also to take away the stress and the things from the impact of
Exactly.
the holiday season. So that's something else to consider. The center itself, however, also does a very wonderful thing to celebrate and to empower our community for World AIDS Day. So
Yes.
tell us about that.
We're very excited. So our LGBTQ youth program at our Bill Wilson Center, along with the Center for Living with Dying and other programs that we have going on, is going to create a wonderful celebration of World AIDS Day, where we acknowledge what is it like to deal with AIDS in this time in our century, in our 21st century. What would the world be without HIV and AIDS? And what can we do to take care of people that are still being diagnosed? Now, I need to let you know that some of our younger population is being diagnosed with HIV.
I think that's
There's an increase.
yes, and I think that's something that not everyone is aware of.
Exactly.
We've had those of us who went through the pandemic at its peak
Exactly.
feel that okay, we've gone through that and very difficult time, and now things are better.
Right.
But in a very much sense, yes, this is partially true. Yet more people are being diagnosed
Exactly.
today.
Exactly.
So I think it's a myth to think that this is not away from our community and not far from our community.
Absolutely. And I think what we're seeing also, I was just a part of a homeless walk called the Green Walk.
Yes, you brought
And
your little
I
halo.
brought the little halo. And, you know, many of our LGBTQ youth are homeless. And there's a higher population of our community that is homeless. And what are we taking a look at? There's a myth that AIDS is now curable and that we won't die as a result of HIV. And that is simply not true. We do a quarterly AIDS rejuvenation retreat, and we've had a couple of our folks die as a result of HIV.
Oh, goodness.
So it still is happening, and we still need to deal with it and address it and provide the support.
I think it's wonderful that the
And
Bill
community.
Wilson Center provides these things. Plus, if I take a look at their website and
Yes.
find out there is so much more that's offered for children, for
Yes.
adolescents, for adults and seniors,
Yes.
and from every genre of peoples and every genre of need. It's
Absolutely.
a wonderful thing that the Bill Wilson Center provides. Janet, thank you so very
Oh,
much
thank
for
you.
joining us again.
And remember to be gentle with yourself during this holiday season, and remember the love that never dies.
Excellent. Thank you so much. For more information regarding the Bill Wilson Center, please take a look at your screen right now. You'll see that information. And take a look at their website, which is
www.billwilsoncenter.org.
excellent. Thank you so again, Janet, so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us tonight.
Hi, I'm Wilson Cruz, and you're watching Outlook Video.
So pleased to be sitting here today with Dr. Michael Harbour with the PACE Clinic. If you remember, Dr. Michael is usually here on our World AIDS Day show, and he's here again to tell us everything we need to know about HIV and HIV prevention. So welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you. It's great to be back, Tom.
So the first thing I want to ask you is, what is new in the world of HIV?
So we are still continuing to make great progress in treating patients with HIV, new medications that are still being developed and made available to patients. These meds are more potent than they used to be. Many of them are co-formulated, so you can just take one pill once a day, and they work quite well. And so there is a wide variety of ways to treat patients on an individual basis to help meet their particular needs, the different aspects of their disease, and an individualized therapy. So we're making great strides.
So it used to be like a handful of pills, literally, maybe more than once a day, and so that count has come down.
Oh, absolutely.
And so less pills, more effective, and just different therapies. Is that right?
So many pills are now put together and combined into one tablet, so you can have one complete therapy in one pill once per day. Sometimes you may need to break open those therapies and give patients a bit more individualized therapy. Say patients have drug-drug interactions with existing medications that they're taking, so that a particular co-formulated therapy may not be right for them. So there's ways to mix and match to meet that individual patient's disease state.
And which are the groups that are most impacted by HIV right now?
So we are still seeing 40,000 plus new infections annually. Most of them are in young men who have sex with men.
Worldwide or
No, just
US?
in the United States.
Wow, 40,000.
40,000. So despite 30 years of education and trying to get the message out, we still see these new patients getting infected. And most of them are minorities, men who have sex with men and men of color. So they're coming from the southern part of the United States, where many of them aren't just getting the message, or the message isn't resonating with them, and they're getting infected.
Wow. So are there new tools to reach those populations, or what type of outreach may be different than it used to be?
Sure. So I think, as we've all lived through the new explosion in social media, being able to reach new patients in different ways. So before, maybe you would read a newspaper or see a billboard. Now you may be getting some type of messaging on your social applications, getting messaged by your doctor about certain things. And there's ways to disseminate a lot more of this information directly to the individual, especially if they live in areas that aren't widely populated, or they're not getting the messaging that comes from big urban areas.
So there's still stigma attached to some of it, and so it's utilizing different tools, different populations, and such.
Exactly. And your point about stigma is important. There is still stigma for people to come in and talk to their doctor about their risk factors, or to just talk about their state of sexual health. People are dealing with coming out issues, so that makes them more quiet, feeling like they may be ostracized, and then they take risks because they don't want to talk about that, and those things end up factoring into new infections.
Can you tell us, are there any new trends in HIV treatment that we may need to know more about?
Well, as I mentioned, there's been a real push to try to put as many medications into one tablet, so you can take one pill once a day and be done with it. There are some new ways that are being evaluated to give patients therapy. Number one are injectable therapies. So we're almost there where, rather than taking one pill once a day, you can actually have the option of going to your doctor, getting an injection, and
then how long does that injection last? Typically?
About 8 weeks, 2 months.
Okay.
Now, many people may like that, so they don't have to take daily pills, and then they can forget about those pills in between visits. But you have to remember to go back for your therapy. Those shots may be a bit painful.
Yeah, since no one likes to go to the doctor, right?
Exactly.
It's easy to forget, or just think that it's not been 8 weeks. And
I think there's been such a yearning for different approaches to HIV care that people are clamoring for injectable therapies. And if there was a patch, they'd probably take that. But there's just fatigue with medication, no matter which way you take it. And so the injectable people will probably get tired of that. But at least now we're having a number of options that people can use.
So these are newer options that didn't exist before. So you could try these, cross over, and see if they work for you, I guess.
Exactly. And there are many people who would benefit from this. Let's say a homeless person, where you could actually go out to them and give them a therapy,
right,
so then they wouldn't have to come back. And that if once you found that person, you were then treating them at their level, so to speak. So I think we're going to have many different ways to treat a variety of patients which in the end is always great.
Are there any oral therapies that also could be available?
So many companies are looking at longer acting medication. So rather than taking one pill once a day, you may be able to take one pill once a week or even down to one pill once a month. So we're getting better at delivering these medications, making sure that they're potent and they last in your system. And yeah, the sky's the limit on how we can do that.
And then talk to me about PrEP and how that enters into this whole conversation about protecting your health and taking the right medicines.
Yeah. So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, and this is something that a person can do to prevent HIV infection. They can take the medication before sexual exposure or regularly if they're continually exposed through their relationships with somebody who has HIV, and this helps prevent them from acquiring HIV. And what I have seen is just a real pride amongst people of their self-health maintenance, saying that they're proud to tell you, hey, I'm on PrEP. I've had waiters tell me, I've had somebody on a train next to me the other day asking me what I did, and then he said, hey, I take PrEP. People are proud to be able to say that they're taking the steps to maintain good health and prevent infection, and I'm delighted to see that.
So very last question, what's the status? Where's the cure?
So the cure is still elusive. You know, we have these great medicines, as we've been talking about. They're potent. They work well to bring down the amount of virus in your blood. But the difficulty is they don't reach deep inside the lymph nodes and these resting lymphocyte cells that are in the body where the virus hangs out. And so once you stop taking these therapies, the virus will then move up again, you know, repopulate.
So we're still looking for the cure.
We're still looking for the...
We are out of time, so sorry.
All right.
But thank you again, Dr. Michael Harbour. What a great conversation. And we'll look forward to seeing you maybe at the next World AIDS Day show.
Absolutely, thanks.
Thank you.
We love to get mail from you. Email us at comments@outlookvideo.org.
To contact us by phone, call 408-293-3040, extension 205.
Visit our website at outlookvideo.org.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/OutlookVideo.
And connect with us at facebook.com/OutlookVideo.
Hey, good morning, buenos dias. It's a beautiful day for all the beautiful people that are here this morning. I just want to say thank you so much to DAP, David, Steve, your entire board, your entire staff for keeping the vision going. And the way I see it, over the course of so many years, we've been working so hard, especially here out of Palm Springs. And what you're doing here, you're setting a vision for the rest of the state of California, and I appreciate that. And as far as the county is concerned, we're with you. And know that as your 4th District Supervisor, I'm going to do everything I can to continue to support you and walk with you and work hard every single day. Comprehensive services is what we need for our folks, and that's what DAP is doing. I appreciate that. I also want to give a shout out to Greg Rodriguez, who's on my staff, 9 top fundraising participant. Thank you so much for doing the work that you do, Greg. We appreciate that. And I'm going to hand it over here to Mr. Jeff Kors.
Thank you, Manny. So JR and I are here on behalf of the city, and I can't tell you how proud we are of the work of DAP and every single one of you who comes out to support this organization. The progress we've made is incredible, but we all know the fight's not over. And as the Affordable Care Act is being attempted to be gutted and minorities are being written out of the plans from Health and Human Services, it means all of us need to fight harder to make sure that DAP has the resources to do the critical work it does. So thank you all so much for coming out, for walking and continuing the great fight.
I wouldn't add much to that. I would simply say that your presence is meaningful. And this is the beginning of change. And thank you all for being here today.
I want to go ahead and give this as well to DAP. Congratulations on your 2017 Desert AIDS Walk. For 31 years, our beautiful desert community has walked and united in the fight against HIV/AIDS. This event benefits the vital services you provide to the residents of the Coachella Valley and Riverside County. Thank you for your efforts, which move us one step closer to an AIDS-free generation. David?
Thank you, Supervisor. Greatly appreciate your support. Each year throughout this region of California, Walgreens stores raises money at the cashier so they can help us underwrite the Desert AIDS Walk. This year they have raised over $12,000. Please welcome up to the stage Paul Hune and the Walgreens team.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Huynh, and first and foremost, also on behalf of Walgreens, we'd like to thank DAP for actually giving us the opportunity to make a difference in our community. We operate community pharmacy, and we really don't believe that you can claim that unless you work and support and collaborate and give back to our community. And fortunately, we had an internal goal of raising about $15,000, but we came in at 12, which is actually not as great as we would want it to be, but it's actually numbers that we're happy with. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura Dunn. I'm the pharmacy manager of the Walgreens inside of the DAP. Thank you. I would like to first thank everybody here. Thanks to everybody who donated money, raised money, and is participating today. You all make a big difference and make it the DAP able to provide the services that they can to the community here. So thank you very much. I would also like to invite Dr. Morris up on stage with us. So most of you probably know Dr. Morris. He's the Chief Medical Officer over at the DAP. I would like to thank you, Dr. Morris, and the other providers and the amazing staff at the DAP for everything that you do. Your support and partnership allows us to provide the great service to our patients on a daily basis. So thank you very much. Thank you.
I know you do. I see you party every Sunday. Come on now. Grab onto the neighbor. I'm grabbing onto the stick. Go ahead and pull your right leg up. Move your foot around. We're going to take a walk, yeah? You're going to walk. Hold on tight. Then open the leg out. Oh, good. It feels good, yeah? Now go down the back. Oh. Oh. Nice. Turn around. Move your feet around. You're getting ready to walk. Look at Paul. Breathe. There you go. Yum. All right. Go down the back. Hare Om. Hare Krishna. Hail to the divine within. Easy.
I've got love on my brain. Ain't no use in no play, no game. Baby, you're my life. Give me one more chance to prove my love. Baby, you're so far. I promise to be true only to you. 'Cause this time, baby, baby, gotta know. Thank you so much. Are you guys ready for the walk? Yes. Well, go on. I'm not walking. I'm going to another show right now, but if I didn't have another show, I would walk with you, but I would take off these high heels. Have a great day. Love you guys so much. Everybody, start walking. I'll get over you.
that's a wrap for this month's edition of Outlook Video. You can watch extended versions of our segments and archive past programs on the Outlook Video's YouTube channel at youtube.com/OutlookVideo. And be sure to click on that subscribe button.
And friend us on Facebook at facebook.com/OutlookVideo. Outlook Video is made possible by generous viewers from viewers like you, poets like her, and talented volunteers behind the camera whose name you'll see as we close.
The Music California Video Awards celebrate some of the most exciting and creative California musicians and artists featured on Taste TV music television series, Music California.
The program brings a festival of West Coast music to California viewers and includes featured music videos and interviews from California-based bands, artists, and musicians. The Music California Video Award takes place in one of San Francisco's unique music venues, Neck of the Woods, which is out in my neck of the woods, in the Richmond district. We close this month's program with Xavier Toscano's music video, Runaway, which was just awarded Coolest Visual Effects at the Music California Video Awards.
How cool is that?
Yep.
Yeah. From all of us here at Outlook Video, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next month.
Bye for now.
I know we didn't stop to think of how a broken heart can bleed. I know we didn't take the time to give your heart wings. Don't hesitate, would you take my hand? 'Cause I can take you to another land. Run away with me, I can make you believe, I can make you see he's not what you need. I got you unlocked and we're gonna that's the past, 'cause now I'm here. You'll get a different taste of love. I'll show you how it all can be. Now here's the time to take my hand, to get to know a different man. Run away with me, I can make you believe, I can make you see he's not what you need. I got you unlocked and we're gonna a shielded heart will mend the past. You'll have a reason